Hello, friends. Today we are a new episode of your favorite podcast. Nobody can know anything. Today we are going to start by talking to Alejandra. How was your week?
You are in a bad mood. What's wrong?
I feel very sad. As the years go by, it becomes more difficult to maintain the plot of my grandmother and my family.
Well, lately the weather in the south has changed a lot. It is unbearable.
I agree 100%. I went back recently and it has changed a lot.
What happens is that the length of the crops is very tight. Nothing grows in the area anymore.
Yes, I remember that your grandmother's house and lot of trees. Remember when we used to climb on the branches?
Brother, once I feel from there, I don't know how I am alive now. No, but seriously, the land does not produce anything anymore.
It's the fires. At least I think that's why.
No, yes, but the real season is deforestation.
But I can cut down three. The other day I heard on the news that it was forbidden.
But the neighbors, if they respect the life, because maybe they don't respect and they cut down everything.
No, if they respect it, the issue is that there are zones established for the cultivation for trees destined for deforestation.
That's right, and two trees are not from the sun. Let's take the pine tree as an example. A lot of water and the soil dries out.
Look. Causes of deforestation. If there is a rise in temperatures and there's a shortage of water due to indiscriminate felling of millions of trees annually, fertile lands become desert areas.
The quote in APA is missing.
Wikipedia 2022.
Too bad. Joe made in the avant-garde.
What happened is that trees, like pine or eucalyptus, don't take more water than a native tree. However, its growth faster than they can be worn more, and so they are had to consume more water, but they consume the same.
But that it's if we are talking about one tree, but we are talking about thousands. Look, there are 360,000 hectares.
How many hectares?
1,300,000.
Where did you get that from?
Look, from the regional government of Araucania. Respect.
You are a liar. I don't believe you.
You saw? That's reliable.
What does your family plan to do? Because they work with the crops.
The truth is that I don't know what they plan to do, but I told them to sell the plot and travel to Santiago.
But no, that's not possible. Your grandmother has lived all her life in the south, in the countryside. She wants to live.
Well, your cousins can live, but I don't think your parents want to have either. They are farmers all their lives. This is super serious. In the end, the action of these companies affect people in a traversal way. Not only does it cause soils to dry up, but it also affects families.
Imagine that I don't live in the sound and go on so years because it's my family and I believe in Valparaiso. I cannot help them. I feel very bad from my grandmother because she Could send money, but I don't think that could be very helpful.
She is a working woman. I don't think the problem is money. Life in the South is very different from here. If they don't work in the fields, what can they do?
Do you know if they have had any problems with the water supply? Normally, those areas have water restriction and drought today. Yes, that is very common practice. The companies do it to increase the water reservoirs to irrigate the fields.
That's less. I have not been told that there is not water. When I talk to my family, they always talk about the salt being dry, but nothing else. Well, is it also very logical? If the salt is dry, it's because they cannot write. So it is likely that there is not water to write. I going to the Google it.
It's better look for it, but I also think it's logical. The downside of that is that if they have water restriction, they won't be able to do anything else later. I imagined renting cabins to tourists or I don't know.
They are not tourists in the area. What could they visit? They are natural reset, but is very, very, very far. It's a definitely not convenient to stay on my grandmother's lands.
No, but you can do adventure tourism in the desert landscape on southern Chile. You can see the flora and fauna of the place, such as the voodoo and the shoe hammer.
But before moving on to another point, I think we should call attention to the people we are listening to use, because this is super important use. As you may have realized, the use of deforestation is not minor issue, it affects us equally.
They are listened so that you can see that we are natural and this a conversation of friends. We never, never, never follow the pattern.
Next point then, do not continue exposing your life to why war. Why this podcast is listened to every on, what's man, what we eat, what you live, and why it's related to me.
But before moving on to another point, I think we should call attention to the people we are listening to use, because this is super important use. As you may have realized, the use of deforestation is not minor issue, it affects us equally.
Yes, because as you know, we are all from the south. Since we were little, from school, and despite the fact that none of our family are going through the same thing as you. At least, and as friends, I am also concerned about the issues.
Thank you, friends. In any case, they will be bad people if they were not affected by the crisis in my family. If my grandmother trusted as if they were her grandchildren. It's not a joke. Nah. I thank you very much. Well, next point.
Thank you for listening to this new episode of the podcast.